on, beautiful people? Just hanging out, just chilling out. Sorry I haven't posted in a few days. Really haven't had a lot to post about, talk about. Nothing really struck my mind or anything of that nature. It's been kind of busy at work, and man, it seems like one thing after another. Anyways, getting back to this video. The main point of this video is something that I really want to talk about. About a certain action that I performed today while I was at work, maintaining a vehicle, and that would be vehicle maintenance. Okay. Now, what is vehicle maintenance? Okay, what is your guys' idea of vehicle maintenance? Okay, just typically make sure your brakes are good, your oil's changed, make sure your headlights work, all them other good things. But often or not, there's one act of vehicle maintenance that seems to always get overlooked, and that is tire rotation and sometimes balance if you need it. Now, why does this simple act always constantly seem to get overlooked? Well, I sat down and was thinking about it while I was getting my new tires put on, because the tires I had on weren't rotated at regular intervals, so some of the tires were already balding while some of the other ones seemed halfway decent. But I just decided, you know what, it's a work vehicle, I want to make sure all four tires are good, I want to keep driving it, and every time I'm going to stick to how I typically do rotation and balance when it comes to vehicle, and that is I typically get the oil changed, and then I'll also rotate and balance the tires at the same time. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, why? That seems like a waste of money, passive aggressive amounts of money. Well, yes and no. Okay, if I'm getting it tire rotated and oil changed on a vehicle I hardly drive, then I might just get the rotation done once every 6 months, maybe once a year. For instance, the vehicle I drive on the weekends, I only drive that on the weekends, so I'll obviously only rotate the tires, not sparingly. But a work vehicle, a vehicle I drive every single day, I'm going to rotate the tires on a regular interval basis. And that's because tires are not cheap, okay? Luckily, the vehicle I'm driving right now is a car vehicle, so I only had to pay like a certain amount, like a much lower amount to get a full set of tires compared to the truck I drive. Okay, so why is this simple act often overlooked? Okay, well, first off, for your do-it-yourselfers, the guys who change the oils themselves and do most of the vehicle maintenance themselves. Typically, when it involves in rotating your tires, means you have to jack up two of your tires, and if you don't have two jacks or some other things, you're not going to do it. Okay, you're not going to hardly do it at all, honestly. Now, I know what you guys are saying, well, just get two jacks. For what? You're not really going to jack up your tires all the time. Your jacks are expensive, and unless you're a vehicle maintenance person who uses such a tool often, it's just going to be one of those things that just sit in your garage forever, and you might use it a few times. And even still then, rotating your tires is still a hell of a chore to do by yourself. And by the time you're done changing oil, you're like, you know what, it'll be good, I don't need to rotate them this time around. And then you just completely forget to do it on a regular basis. Now, if you're like me, I usually just take I know how to change the oil, but I just go ahead and take it over to an oil changing place, just because of the sake of convenience more than anything. Okay? And from my experience, a lot of oil places don't do tire rotation. They just don't. So it often gets overlooked. If you just drive in, you rotate, get your oil change, you drive out 15 minutes, quick and easy. They often don't do a tire rotation. So I luckily have a place that does oil change and tire rotation. So luckily I'm able to get both done at the same time. So that way when I go in for my vehicle maintenance and check, I'm not too worried about it. But that's not always the case, okay? So why is it important? Well, as I said before, I had this vehicle for a while, and obviously the tires weren't rotated on a regular basis. So there were some tires that were balded a lot sooner than some of the other tires, okay? And that's the importance of rotating your tires, because then you're going to be like, oh, well, you can just get 2 tires. Well, eventually you're just going to get 2 more tires later on, and 2 more tires later on. I'm in the mindset of getting all 4 tires changed at the same time, because typically all 4 of my tires need to be changed out at the same time. And that usually goes with 55, 60,000 miles, you know. Depending on the brand of tire, you might get 45. It depends on the brand of tire and how much you're willing to spend. So it can go anywhere from 45,000 miles to 55,000 miles, or maybe even 60,000 miles. Honestly, I have no idea. I only know about those typical ranges, right around there, 45 to 60,000. Depending on it also depends on the price of tires to get, because the tires get expensive. Let me tell you. Even for a smaller vehicle like this, some of the brand names and stuff, I was like, that's kind of a little bit outside my price range, what I'm willing to spend for this. So it is what it is. And it's also, and speaking of that, why it's also equally important to change out the tires is that most of the time, most of the standard people are going to get the cheapest tire they have there, because like I said, tires are not expensive. So you're just going to get the cheapest tire there, the ones that only go for like 45,000 miles. You can literally stretch that 45,000 miles a lot, for at least another 5,000 miles by rotating your tires on a regular basis. I know it does not sound a lot, but let me tell you, that extra 5,000 miles goes a while. Especially, and I can tell you, especially for me, it could go a little bit, it could go at least 2.5 months longer before I have to get a new set of tires. And I drive this, I calculated, I drive this almost 120 miles every single day. Alright? So just do that. Alright? It adds up. It does add up, especially in the long run. But that's just my personal opinion and stuff, and I know why it doesn't happen all the time. Like I said, some places don't do rotation at the same time. If you're do-it-yourselfers, why would you want to get 2 jacks and fiddle with all that mess and everything, and then somehow you get your damn tires off balance, and then you have to go in anyways to get the damn thing balanced. So, but that's just me, guys. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I personally can do it. I don't want to do it, honestly, because that's a lot of work, and time is money, and it would take me a little bit longer than what those guys who do it on a regular do it, okay? So that's just my personal opinion. Do your vehicle maintenance. Do your basic vehicle maintenance. Keep up with that as best you can. If you get a sticker and it says a certain amount of miles and you're about to click on that, go ahead and start planning for getting that oil changed. And a lot of these vehicles now these days have this, well, every time you're driving, the dashboard light up, or there'll be a big old thing that says change engine oil, or something of that nature, and it won't clear out unless you clear it out. You can clear it out, but that's not going to do you guys any good. You know, in the long run, you still got to get that oil changed. Just go ahead and change out the oil. Keep your tires rotated. You know, if you even feel a slight shimmy or feel anything weird on the brakes, go ahead and get your brakes changed or get your drums spinned if you need to. Okay, go ahead and do that. It'd just be a lot easier, a lot safer for you to just go ahead and get along that. All right, but that's just my personal opinions. A lot of people tend to overlook those things, and you tend to overlook it for so long, you cause major problems. I've seen blowouts of tires because they balded so much that they refused to get new tires. Either one, because they just didn't rotate the tires, or 2, they just refused to pay for new tires and tried stretching it out so far, and then they're stuck in the middle of the road having to call a tow truck to come get them or put on the donut. Let me tell you, I've seen some people go hundreds of miles on the damn donut when they're not supposed to. It's hilarious. But that's just me. Well, anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. It's just a little nitpick thing that I wanted to mention, because it's something that is very important, especially if you guys drive all the time, is basic vehicle maintenance. Go ahead and keep it up. You know, make sure your headlights work, because one of my headlights was out, and I was like, crap. And I've been having to use them a lot lately because it's been raining all the time. I like keeping my headlights on a little bit for when it rains, just so that people know I'm there, because I'm driving a white vehicle. It kind of blends in very good when it's pouring hard, so I gotta give myself any kind of advantage I possibly can, right? Well, anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and look forward to the next video. I'm going to try getting these videos out a little bit faster, a little bit sooner, and just try keeping myself, you know, on this type of thing. Just keep going. So if you guys would, go ahead and give me a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys,